You're not been tested. You're being prepared. You're not been tested. You're being prepared. You're not been tested. You're being prepared. This download came through me a while back. But before we get into that, it's like oftentimes when we're going through our biggest catalyst, when we're going through our biggest initiation, we can feel like the universe, God, source is testing us. You're not been tested. You've been prepared. And what you've been prepared for, oftentimes the human mind can think, well, I'm being prepared for love, for my partner to come in, for money, for more clients, whatever that is. But this message is so much deeper than that. This message is a message about being prepared for divine frequencies of love to truly enter your physical being, enter your physical vessel. Oftentimes, when we're going through things, we think that it's never ending. Our humanity, the planet, is at such a pivotal time right now in the universe. And what we're been asked to do is tap more and more into love. And that love is coming through us. That love is who you are. You can't change that. You can't change who you are. So while the body is being upgraded for higher frequencies, the body is going to go through some things. Your energy field is going to go through some things. It's a purification process. What happens when we're purifying, when our body has been purified? Shakti is removing blockages. And we have a choice to surrender to it or resist it. It's happening anyway. So why resist it? We often want to resist things because they can feel heavy, they can feel painful. You're not been tested. This is for what I'm hearing right now is it's for humanity as a whole, but it's also for you. Because that feeling, unity, consciousness, love, is the greatest feeling ever, non-separation. And I'm in my I wanted to say this at the very start. I'm in my workout clothes. Like I just came back from the gym, had breakfast with some people I met at the gym. Lovely morning, and I felt it on my walk home. It was like, okay, go live, and I didn't know what I was going to talk about, and then it came through me. I was going to get in the shower, and it was like, no, go live now, go live now. This is happening now. When the download came through me, you're not been tested, you're been prepared. I did think in human terms, so I've been preparing for some things. But in recent times, I have seen that what my body is being prepared for is to receive what all of our bodies are being prepared for is to receive higher frequencies, truth into your body, into your being. Your nervous system is being upgraded. So if you think that you're being tested, can you anchor into that underlying truth? Because I know there's part of you that doesn't really believe that God is the God that tests you, that God is the God that, you know, makes you do certain things. God, source itself, is pure loving energy. You are source itself. The reason why you came into this existence on this earthly plane, source, God, life, wanted to know itself. And how can something know itself? It has to experience itself. I mean, you can't experience pure love if you are pure love. So life itself created duality, this and that, here and there, light and dark. You can't know yourself as love unless we go through some challenging times of knowing the complete polar opposite. That polar opposite can be our biggest catalyst to growth. Now, I feel if you're coming across this video, it's because you've been on this journey a while. This isn't your first rodeo. So, you've done some healing, you've done some trauma work, you've been through some things, but some of you are getting impatient and are feeling like there's this constant, it's just one thing after another after another. And that might be a catalyst in the external, or you might be going through deep foundational shifts within your being, within your nervous system. You might be like, I can't take it anymore. But what happens is we're blasted with so much love, so much loving frequency, or we go through something that like opens us up to the truth of who we are. And when our body is looking to stabilize that frequency, we can have some things occur within us that don't feel so good. The system has to burn off what's no longer in resonance with it, what's no longer in resonance with that high vibration. It can't sit within your being. And so often people want to resist this. And I know myself because we don't want to look at the pain because it's uncomfortable to feel the pain. But that's within us anyway. So the quicker you can get on board with, this pain, this discomfort, it's been purified from my body. Therefore, if I go into it, it can be dissolved. We've shown this analogy of a block of ice. Sorry, need the aircon on. A block of ice within, say, you could see it sitting within one of your energy centers. And that could be triggered. You have somebody come along and trigger the hell out of you, and it pokes at like your, I don't even want to say the word wounding, um, because that feels so like, because I know that you've done so much work on yourself. It is a wound, but it's like I know you're at a certain point in your journey where it's like, did I not clear that wound already? And it's not that. It's like we evolution is happening in spirals. So we can think that we're coming up against the same thing, but it's different layers. It's not that you haven't dissolved a layer already, it's just a deeper layer has been dissolved within you. When we get to the core root of it, so it's like all of this time the block could be hit and water could be pouring out of that ice block. But when we get to the core root, when Shakti is purifying your nervous system, the block dissolves, the water dissolves, and you might turn into a puddle and you might have days of isolation. And that's when it feels so scary because it can feel like, wait a minute, everybody's telling me to get on with my life, but I need to be in isolation. I can't be around people. How do I make things happen in my life, in business, in relationship if I'm isolating? But sometimes when this purification is happening, that's what your body needs. We have to become so accustomed to tuning into our body and listening to our intuition over anybody else because nobody's purification journey is the same. There's different seasons. There's different rates in which it's happening at. Can you tune into your body and can you know that you are listening to yourself? So when the ice is dissolving, it can feel uncomfortable. The ego gets the loudest right before a breakthrough. So there can be grief leaving your body, there can be frustration, there can be anger. But you know what? It's all leaving the body. You don't have to fight it. It can't leave your body if you're fighting it. Because you fighting it is ego fighting with ego. Your soul isn't fighting it. Your soul came here. The part of you that's part of source came here to experience that. And I have had such like profound feelings of love within my system when I have been going through grief. And I've literally been in it and I felt the most and it's so polarizing like to feel going through the deepest of pain and to have that experience of just love because God itself, the creator life within you, wants to experience all of it. Just looking at my, oh yeah, I was just looking to see if my mic was actually working because it's saying static there. Yeah, well, let's hope. Let's hope. If you're watching the replay, let me know that you're watching the replay. I felt so compelled to um, start doing YouTube lives right now. And it's so fun for me because it's not something I like going live on Instagram, but I haven't done it on YouTube. And it's so funny. I'm like, oh, why is life leading me here? At the moment, I have 3 subscribers. And I'm like, woohoo, are those 3 subscribers going to see it? I'm like, ooh. Um, but I trust that life is leading me here for a reason. So this purification process, this ice, when the ice is melting, it can feel like the universe is testing the hell out of you because you're like, memories can pop up. You can be like, I haven't thought of that person in ages. Be like, that I thought that that was not, I thought I healed that. This can be the biggest block that I see, that people start resisting it because they're like, I don't want to think of my ex of 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Why would I think of that person? You know what? It's in here. And it's so funny because people, there's like one camp is like, well, I don't need to go digging into my past. When this purification process is happening, you're not digging into your past. Your past may be coming up, but you're there as the conscious observer of just been like, oh, that's interesting. Wow. Wow. I was holding on to that. Wow. You don't need to get into it. You don't need to get into the weeds of it. You're just like, wow. It's like leaving like a little bubble of energy just getting to dissolve, like the ice cube dissolving. When that ice cube dissolves, there's a clearer network within your central channel where Shakti, where love can start flowing back into your body. We block love itself when we're trying to get into a different state. This used to be me the whole time. This is what I would do the whole time. I'd have such loving, blissful experiences, and then something would come up. And I'd be like, oh no, I need to get back to love. How do I get back into that loving feeling? How do I get back to bliss? That is resistance. That is resisting the current moment. What you resist persists. I know you've heard that before. Resisting the current moment. When for some reason that's coming up in your body to be felt. And when it is felt, the love will come through you naturally. Life will come through you naturally. You don't need to figure it out. What you do is you show up for this here and this now moment. And I am somebody that if I am in grief or there's something moving through my body, like anger or frustration, I go into it. I feel it because it wants to be felt out of the body. Is it comfortable? No. But you will get yourself to a point where where you know what's on the other side. You know this ain't going anywhere. So why not go into it? Why not go fully in? Why not lean into it fully? Lean into what life is asking of you. Our bodies are so intelligent, we can feel the resistance. We can feel when something may potentially be blocking us. We can feel when we're not fully allowing love in. So, can you shift your perception on thinking that life is testing you? Because life is always leading you back to the truth, back to who you are, back to love. We only get led back to love when we stop resisting what's here and now. So, that may look like you having to have an honest conversation with yourself and go, okay, do I really believe life is testing me? Do I really believe the universe is testing me? It can feel that way at times, but your soul knows. You don't know your soul agenda. How many times have you looked back and take, for example, love? Say the first time you were ever heartbroken, or even in school when you liked somebody and they didn't like you anymore, and it felt like the worst thing ever because you thought that that was your person. In college, in your 20s, in your 30s, whenever that was. And then you meet the next person and you're like, oh, thank God it didn't work out with that last person. That's exactly how life is. Life knows. Life knows how you can be happy. Life knows. And that's where life is leading you. It's not testing you. It's not judging you. It's not wishing that you moved ahead faster. It doesn't have the same wants that our ego does. Now, desires are a very different conversation. We have desires and we have passions, and that's a whole different conversation for another day because life itself planted those within you. But that's different. You're not been tested. And I invite you to just sit with that for a moment. And how does it feel within your body when you're like, oh, I'm not been tested? Life is actually leading me back to peace. Your system has been purified. What's it been purified for? Love, unity, consciousness. The only time that we ever want something that's outside of ourselves is when we're feeling in separation from source. That is not who you are. You are not separate from source. You're at one with source. The veil of forgetting is here that we forget and we go into separation consciousness. We can't be in unity consciousness and separation consciousness at the same time. It's not possible. And oftentimes people like to beat themselves up because when they have a glimpse of unity, then they're like, oh my goodness. But 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 when I'm going through this thing that feels challenging and feels painful, I want to go back to unity. Of course you want to go back to unity because once you've had a taste of it. But that's where this purification is leading you. Back to wholeness, back to truth. Do not resist it. Your soul knows. Go into it. Invite it in. Life will show you. Because the biggest gift that you can give yourself is to feel what's coming up for you right now. So there may be challenges within your life right now. So let's say you're going through a challenge and something isn't working out for you and you're thinking, what the hell, life isn't responding to me. Life is responding to you in this here and now moment. It's never not responding. And the way in which the human wants to see response is we want to see external results. But your soul calls you home. Your soul says all that exists is this here and now moment. And God is offering you love in this here and now moment. And it can be hard for our human minds to get on board with it. But the more you allow yourself to come into presence, the more you allow yourself to come back home. How do you come back home? Is you look at where you're at right here, right now in this moment. And if there's something coming up for you, if there's grief, if there's frustration, if there's anger, to go into that. And there's so many ways in which you can go into that. It's so beautiful to be able to gift yourself that. Your relationships will improve with other people because you're no longer going to be operating out of the separation consciousness of of that way of being angry and projecting that anger to other people. It's the biggest gift to allow yourself to feel. And those of us who are empaths have been feeling all our freaking life, and most likely you may have been told that it wasn't okay to feel the perceived negative emotions. You may have been you may have been felt that it wasn't safe to feel them. So what bigger gift can you give yourself now than actually feeling it? I'm just going to tune in. I'm going to end this live now, but I just want to tune in to see if there's anything else coming through. This is a calling home. The purification process, it's not always easy, and we understand that, but this is for your highest and greatest good. You will not regret it. Lean in. You're not been tested, you've been prepared. Your body has been purified for the highest and highest of love. It was coming through the highest and greatest of love. I guess that's it's actually funny because what I'm feeling is kind of like the hesitation there was almost like as in um when we're operating from separation consciousness, we operate like of conditional love, but the greatest love is unconditional love that we can give to ourselves and that we can give to another. But that is who you are. Who you are at your core is pure love. You're never separate from that. You may forget, but this is a journey of returning home. And at times it can feel like a long walk home, but you're being guided. You're not been tested. You're been prepared. And what you're been prepared for is moving through your body right now in this moment. Whatever you're experiencing in this moment, it's happening for you. And that can be difficult to hear at times. But rest assured, your soul is never separate from source. Therefore, you are never separate from source. So, what you're experiencing right now is for you. I would love to hear in the comments if these messages resonated, what's coming up for you. Are you experiencing some challenging things? Are you allowing the energy to move through your body? Thank you for watching. But let me know you were here.